social media content, specifically video, is taking over. And you probably by now have already heard multiple gurus tell you that you need to get on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all these platforms, specifically creating video content. Now that task can be extremely daunting, especially because it is a lot to keep up with. It is a lot to even get started. It's like, where do I even start creating this amazing brand that I see all these people have? And pretty much builds into this like analysis paralysis of wanting to do it but not knowing where to start. Now I've been there, and it is actually something that is extremely stressful, especially when you know you have to do something but then you actually prolong it because the idea of getting it started just stresses you out. So I've actually created a free tool that I'm going to be giving you access to by the end of this video, and right now I'm going to actually show you how to maneuver that free tool, how to get started from A to Z, just make it super clean cutter, and you can actually apply this today. So make sure to stick through the whole video. All right, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you do not know who I am, I'm Santiago Castro, the CEO of Optic Element, and we're a visual branding agency helping entrepreneurs and service-based businesses leverage visual assets to be able to gain more influence, impact, and inevitably gain an ROI. We've helped hundreds of people and produced thousands of videos to actually help businesses do this every single day. And what we found is organization and preparation is key to doing this. So we've created a back office for all of our clients to be able to actually go in, prep their content, write it out, and then we pretty much go in and look at what it is that they've planned out. We schedule a shoot, we shoot it, and then we have our social media managers and our client success manager who takes all that content that has been shot and edited and organizes it here on this platform. This is a modified version of this. We use Notion to do this with our clients, and we've made it into a free tool, and I've added a couple other resources actually to help you write content so you don't get writer's block, using AI and other links to be able to give you an idea of where to even start within your industry. So I don't want to take any more of your time. I actually want to go straight into how to utilize this exact tool. I've put a lot of work into this, and I'm actually giving it away for free just because I am a firm believer on, getting started within content is honestly been a game changer. It's been a game changer for me. I've actually built my whole business from social media, and I've been able to do over a little under $500,000 in sales and build my business pretty quickly within 2 years, and now having a studio based here in San Diego, California. So I am a huge believer on content being one of the things that can really change your life as long as you're consistent and intentional. And you don't really need to hire a whole team to actually get started unless you just lack the time. If you're so busy and making money within your business, but you know you should be doing this and you just don't have the time to get started on your own, then I'd say for sure you need to hire somebody. But if you're in a position right now where you may be, starting your business, or, in a financial position where you don't have the funds right now to hire a team, but you have the time to actually go out there and start producing content on your own, there's so many great tools out there for you to, edit even at a very entry level. You don't need to be this phenomenal editor nowadays to be able to achieve a decent look on social media. But really what I recommend is focusing on the potency of what you're delivering if you're going to lack the quality in editing, right? It's not necessarily the end of the world if your edits aren't the best. I'd say that any content is better than no content, but you have to make up with obviously the value that you deliver. And then over time, when you hire someone to just pretty much clean everything up, you end up building that muscle of delivering value. So then you're just going to have great looking content and great value altogether, versus some people don't know what they're doing and they don't focus on the value. They hire a team, they look clean, but they're not really giving a lot of value, and that is pretty much not as effective as it could be. So anyways, going back into this tool, so pretty much all you're gonna need to be able to use this tool is Notion, which it is free, but I do think they charge $10 a month for a private account, which I do recommend. I use Notion for my whole life, to be honest. If Notion were to disappear, I would probably go insane because my whole life is on here. And then you're also going to need, if you want to use ChatGPT, I recommend using ChatGPT 4. I think it's about $20 a month, super affordable. And then I will go also over, certain equipment that you could buy depending on your budget. So let's go right into it. So here we have the dashboard. So within the dashboard, you have your pillars of ideas, resources, strategy, goals, and reports. And then underneath here is your content calendar. So here is pretty much when all your content is done and edited, I recommend putting it on a Dropbox or Google Drive or whatever it is that you prefer. And I recommend just pretty much planning all your captions and your videos, and if you're going to use any cover art for that, ahead of time, at least maybe a week or two ahead. If you're really on top of your stuff, you'd be a month ahead. And that way it's just clockwork. You have all your content, already planned out. And the way to do this is by shooting in batches. Now, you probably heard this before, and that's when you plan out a whole day to shoot all of your content in one go. And you can change your shirt out or you don't have to. It doesn't really matter. People don't care about what you're wearing, but it is a preference. And if that's what you like, then you go for that. But the way you go about it is you want to make sure to prepare correctly. Unless you have a high skill set in pulling shit out of your ass and just saying whatever, then you're not going to get a lot of content done. So the best way that I recommend it is that you pretty much prep all your content, write it out. Now, that is under the ideas tab. So if you click it under here under ideas, this is where you write out your ideas. So under here, you insert your name, and then you're pretty much gonna break down your pillars. Now I go over this more in depth in another video, and I'll link that on how to go about it, and also goes in depth on why you should create content, but we're not talking about that in this video. But you're gonna write down your pillars. Pretty much what your pillars are is what you're gonna be talking about mainly. And from there, you're gonna get your content situated in pretty much this top category, which is idea, right? You can have a different view of this. You can do tables, you can do gallery. My preference is pretty much like the board view because it just looks cleaner, right? So what happens is if I go in here and I type in an idea, right? Let's say that's the title of the idea. And then I have this pop up. Then you're gonna click this little preset that I just set. It's just pretty much new content. And then from there, it's gonna populate these 3 things that you need to fill out: your hook, your key points, and then how you're gonna end, or call to action. So for example, if you're gonna be talking about why you should buy real estate in 2024, then you would make a hook around that situation, which you actually have a hook formula for you in this as well. And then you write down your key points, whether it's 3 or 2. I usually recommend keeping it to about 3 or less. You can always do more, but it's up to you. And then at the end of it, you just land the plane. And then you can even add a call to action if you prefer to send people to your DMs or whatever that is, right? So from there, you write that idea out. You write a whole bunch of them out, and then once they're in writing, obviously you put them in the writing section. Then once you're ready to film them, you put them in the filming section. So you schedule your day out to go and shoot your content, and now all you have to do is pull up your filming, and then you have them all locked and loaded, and you can just execute. And that is going to be honestly a time saver, and it's going to relieve you of so much stress. Trust me, it is. Then from there, you move it into editing. Obviously, if you're editing your own videos, if you have someone doing it for you, you just make sure to track that. And then once it's done, you put it on, ready to post. That way you can track if the idea was posted, if it was in editing, maybe it never made it to editing, or maybe it was never filmed or whatever. So that way you're keeping track of your ideas, and that way things don't get lost in the sauce. So the next one is we have resources. So this is the meat and potatoes right here. So right here, we have an equipment list right here. So here you can go ahead and depending on your budget, this is literally all you need to get started, right? There's 3 levels to this. If you're trying to create content on a, like let's say you're on a college budget, we got that. Level 1, if you have somewhat of a budget, we have a level 2. And if you're like kind of in between getting started, like to pay someone, but you still want to shoot on your own kind of thing, we have a level 3. So pretty much all the links are there. Feel free to use that as much as possible. Now, under here, we have links to aid your content ideas, not meaning to replace you or to carry most of the weight. It is really just to help you get content done faster. So we have ChatGPT, which is great. We have HubSpot, which is a topic generator. It helps you generate topics. And then we have Answer the Public, and then we have other great tools here that you can use, and I'll let you kind of explore with that. ChatGPT, you probably already know what that is. I mean, it's the end of 2023 by now, so everybody knows what that is. And Answer the Public, I think, has gotten pretty popular over this year. It allows you to see what people are searching up within a certain keywords that you use. So if you look up maybe real estate, it'll tell you what people are looking up on Google, Bing, Yahoo, all these places of what they're actually, the questions they're actually asking about that topic. And then you can find trends on this website. And now we have right here our ChatGPT prompts, right? So this is probably what a lot of people want. So here are all your ChatGPT prompts that you're gonna need to get started on social media, like literally A to Z. You know, call to action in your link in bio if you want to do that. Posting ideas, Instagram story ideas. You got creative video scripts, captions generator. Like, you have really no excuse. Now, the way you use these is you pretty much copy this aspect of it, Control C, obviously, and then put it into ChatGPT, and then you paste it. Now, what's in red here, it's not going to show in red in ChatGPT, but that's what you fill out, and you want to be as detailed as possible. I've already prompted these pretty well to make ChatGPT as efficient as possible. And by the way, you want to use ChatGPT 4 for the best results. I actually have that annotated here as well. But you want to give it as much detail about you too, to be able to get a more potent response. And it's the same thing that applies for all of these. So you can adjust them accordingly. For some of these like this, I have, you know, for Instagram and TikTok. So you want to remove one or the other. So right here, we're telling this AI to pretty much create a bio within 100 characters because that's Instagram's limit. Now with TikTok, it's 20 characters. So if you're going to use it for TikTok, just make sure to put 20. If you're going to use it for Instagram, use 10. Now that's for short form. Now for long form, for YouTube, now we have same exact thing, right? Same thing, YouTube channel description, strategy analysis, video idea generator, clickable title generator. We have YouTube video intro hook, like straight up, like you have no excuse. And again, it's free. So just play around with these, and you can maneuver and manipulate these as much as you want according to the tone that you want to set. Like, you can give it specific instructions to give it like a wittier tone, more intelligent tone if you want to sound super smart, you know. But the key thing is here is to use it as an aid to be able to push you, propel you in the right direction. But then you ultimately want to make sure you're adding your level of spiciness in there, if that makes any sense, meaning like your personality, because you don't want to be super robotic and be like reading, you know, off a teleprompter or off these notes that a robot created for you. I mean, you can try it. I recommend that you try so you can see the results, but eventually people are going to catch on. So now on the last part of these this resource is hooks, right? Under hooks, we have just pretty much a hook formulas where you can plug and play these for whatever it is that you're doing. And then on the right hand side, we have all the examples. So that's pretty much it for resources. And then I have a link if you want to book a call with me, if you have any questions, or if you're looking to get started on shooting content and having a team do that for you. We have no problem talking about that. Under strategy here, you just pretty much get your understanding of who it is that you're targeting, right? Just fill these out. This is a very basic strategy that you can do on your own. It's nothing too hard. It won't give you a headache or anything. But you can fill that out as much as you want as well. Goals. This is just, you know, set your goals for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We have goal vision boards, pretty much how to initiate these smart goals that are professional. You know, you've heard of SMART goals. I mean, hopefully you've heard of SMART goals. I've gotten into the habit of assuming that people know what this is, but it's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. And then you have your daily habits that you insert. And then from there, pretty much you put the date, and then if you knock them out, you pretty much cross them off or check them off. And then every new day, you click this new daily habit tracker, and then you have a new day, and then you keep tracking over and over again. If you want to change the way what this populates, is like a button that populates as many as possible, right? That you click. So if you want to change what populates, you can just go to this little gear, and then in here you can change what it populates, right? So if you want to put your actual habits in here, that way you don't have to type them out every single time. Now over here, same exact thing, but weekly, right? Now going into reports, this is pretty much just, I recommend tracking your analytics, pacing. You can do screenshots, you can type them out however you like, but that way you can track how you're doing. You want to make sure that once you're being consistent with content, you have to measure it. what is measured grows. So you want to make sure that you're understanding what people like and what people don't like, what's working, what's not, so you can do more of what's working and less of what's not. Seems like it's common sense, but again, common sense isn't always as common, right? So that is pretty much the whole overview of how to use this tool. I want to make sure that it was not overwhelming, super simple, easy to understand. You really have no excuse. As daunting as the task of starting to create content can be, there's so many obstacles, like how am I going to organize it? Where do I get my ideas? Like, how do I even batch shoot? I don't even know what to buy. All those things have been completely eliminated with this one free tool. And again, it's free. So you have no excuse. Now, my recommendation is that you actually put it to use, because again, my idea of creating this tool, and I'm probably not going to have it free forever, is because it's free, you might not value it as much. So sometimes you got to put a price tag on things so people can actually value it. A lot of times when you're in high school, we don't really value the education that we're getting. We don't really care. We cheat on our exams, at least I did. And we, work late to class, all those things, and we don't care about what we're learning. Now, obviously that's not everybody, but at least that's most people. And then some people that have that same mindset go into college, and all of a sudden they are studying. They don't cheat on their exams, and they're actually trying to learn the subject, because the difference is that they're paying for it. Now, the same thing can apply to this. If you have enough self-discipline, you'll apply it and get to work. But I say that all to say that this may not be free forever. So you want to go ahead and utilize it as much as you can, and make sure to check your emails, because I will be updating this over time as AI starts to grow and just become more and more impressive and useful. That this is pretty much going to be loaded with so many tools that'll help you get over that hump of like not knowing how to get started. If you found this video helpful whatsoever, please do me the favor and like, comment, subscribe, because it really does help. Because I'm really just trying to help people get over that hump to be able to create content and actually see how this can actually change your life. It's changed multiple people's lives, really brought a lot of people out of working their day-to-day job to be able to do something that they're passionate about just by being on their phone. As silly as it sounds in that sense, it's really all that they did. Obviously, there's a lot of back-end work that needs to happen, and this tool will alleviate a lot of that load. But again, there is nothing to it but to do it. I'm going to link down below in the description where to get this tool for free. Now, if you're still in a position where you don't know if you want to make content, or if it's worth the time, or is it something that is actually going to change your life, and how can that be? And where even to get started on the branding aspect of that, I have another video where I pretty much break down a PowerPoint that I give all of my clients on the why, what, how of creating content. And it goes more in depth on the branding side, and I actually then link this free tool, so then it comes full circle. So if you're still in that position mentally, I would say go check out that video first. And if not, feel free to roam around my YouTube page, and I'll see you on the next one.